Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla, ang iyong kabady sa pagkatuto, kadyam sa pagiging produktibo.
Magandang umaga mga ka-eskwela sa radyo. Mas maganda pa sa aking umaga. Nandito po muli tayo sa nag-iisang programang pang-edukasyon hatid sa inyo ng SDO Catanduanes, Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla, ang iyong kabady sa pagkatuto, kadyam sa pagiging produktibo. Dito lamang po yan, of course, sa DWFB 96.7 Radyo Periodiko, ang radyong paborito. Ako pong muli ang inyong mga kasama sa ayaw at sa gusto ninyo, Teacher Micaela Chavez mula sa Batu Rural Development High School. Dalawang oras na punong-puno na nga talakayan at mga bagong kaalaman hatid sa inyo ng apat nating radio teachers ngayong umaga. Batiin po muna natin ang mga ating pang mga bosses na nandyan po sa SDO Catanduanes, of course headed by our very dear SDS, Madam Susan Coliano. Good morning po. Ma'am ASTS, Ma'am Loy de la Rosa. And of course, ang aming EPS at nag-iisang RBI coordinator, Ma'am Gina Pantino. Now for this morning, we shall have 4 radio-based instructions. This will be Filipino 8, Beauty Care under TLE 8. We also have Music 9 and English 10. So grade 8, 9, and 10 students, please be ready with your pen and paper and your learning activity sheets para sa ating radio-based instructions for this morning. We are already nearing the end of 4th quarter. Teachers are already busy with their records. Ano ma'am? Alright. So in a few moments, mga ka-eskwela sa radyo, our first radio-based instruction, which will be on Filipino 8, will be on air after this short break.
Do you know that your hands may be COVID-19 carriers? Stop the spread of COVID-19 and keep yourself and your family safe from this dreaded virus. Make it a habit to always wash or sanitize your hands. This small act can save you big time. A simple reminder from Schools Division Office of Catanduanes and this station.
Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla, ang iyong kabady sa pagkatuto, kadyam sa pagiging produktibo.
Nakatutok po kayong muli dito lamang sa DWFB FM 96.7 Radyo Periodiko, ang radyong paborito. Dito lamang po yan sa nag-iisang pang-edukasyon na programa sa radyo ng hatid sa inyo ng SDO Catanduanes, Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. Isang mapagpalang araw sa ating mga mag-aaral sa ikawalong baitang. Ito ang inyong pampaaralang panghipapawid sa Filipino 8. Maligayang pakikinig at pagsubaybay sa ating Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. Ako ang muli ang inyong lingkod, Teacher Micaela mula sa Batu Rural Development High School. Ngayon ay mas lalawak ang inyong kaalaman sa talinghaga, tayutay at simbolismo. Kunin na po ninyo ang inyong Module 4 sa Quarter 4 at ang inyong sulatang papel at ballpen upang mas lalo ninyong masundan at maunawaan ang aralin ngayong araw. Maaari ring i-record ninyo ang ating talakayan upang anumang oras ay maaari ninyong balik-balikan. Nananabik na ba kayong matuto? Ngayon ay malugod kong ipinakikilala sa inyo ang inyong radio teacher na si Creseline C. Tugay mula sa Catanduanes National High School. Sa lahat ng nasa ikawalong baitang, ito ang inyong aralin bilang 4 sa ika-4 na markahan sa Filipino 8.
Magandang umaga sa mga minamahal naming mag-aaral sa ikawalong baitang. Ako ang inyong guro, Ginang Creseline C. Tugay. Sa araw na ito ay pag-aaralan natin ang Florante at Laura mula sa saknong 1 hanggang 26 at ang pagbibigay kahulugan sa matatalinghagang ekspresyon, tayutay at simbolismo. Inaasahan na pagkatapos ng araling ito ay nabibigyan na ninyo ng kahulugan ang matatalinghagang ekspresyon, tayutay at simbolo sa awit na Florante at Laura. Pamilyar ba kayo sa mga binanggit kong mga salita? Huwag kayong mag-alala dahil pagkatapos ng araling ito ay magiging kabisado na ninyo ang talinghaga, tayutay at simbolismo. Alam ba ninyo na noong panahon ng kolonyalismo, ang mga Pilipinong manunulat ay hindi malaya sa pagpapahayag ng kanilang saloobin, obserbasyon, nakikita at nararamdaman at naging malaking tulong sa kanila ang paggamit ng talinghaga, tayutay at simbolismo. Isa na rito si Francisco Baltasar ang may akda ng Florante at Laura. Florante at Laura ay isinulat ni Francisco Baltasar noong 1838, panahon ng pananakop ng mga Espanyol sa bansa. Sa panahong ito, mahigpit ang ipinatupad na sensura kaya't ipinagbawal ang mga babasahin at palabas na tumutuligsa sa pagmamalabis at kalupitan ng mga Espanyol. Dahil sa pagkontrol ng mga Espanyol, ang mga aklat na nalimbag sa panahong ito ay karaniwang patungkol sa relihiyon. Gayunpaman, sa kabila ng mahigpit na sensura ng mga Espanyol, ay naging matagumpay si Balagtas na mailusot ang kanyang awit na Florante at Laura. Naitago niya ito sa pamamagitan ng paggamit ng simbolismo, tayutay at matatalinghagang pahayag na kakikitaan ng pailalim na diwa ng nasyonalismo. Bago natin basahin ang saknong 1 hanggang 26 ng Florante at Laura, alamin muna natin ang mga salitang ginamit na hindi gaanong pamilyar sa inyo. Ibigay ang kasing kahulugan ng salitang may salungguhit. Isulat ang letra ng tamang sagot. Para sa unang bilang, ang salitang may salungguhit ay mapanglaw. Lubhang mapanglaw ang gubat na kinaroroonan ni Florante. A. Madawag, B. Malungkot, C. Mahalaman, D. Maliwanag. Ano ang inyong sagot? Tama, letrang B. Sa ikalawang bilang, ang salitang may salungguhit ay bulo. May bulo ang bunga ng kahoy kaya takot silang hawakan ito. Ano ang kasing kahulugan ng salitang bulo? A. Balahibo, B. Tangkay, C. Dahon, D. Lason. Ano ang tamang sagot? Tumpak, letrang D. Lason. Dumako na tayo sa pagbabasa ng saknong 1 hanggang 10 ng Florante at Laura. Sabayan ninyo ako ha. Buklatin ninyo ang inyong Module 4. Ito ay nasa pahina 9. Handa na po ba?
Mga hinagbis ni Florante mula saknong 1 hanggang 26. Sa isang madilim, gubat na mapanglaw, dawag na matinik, ay walang pagitan. Halos naghihirap ang kay Pebong silang, dumalaw sa loob na lubhang masukal. Malalaking kahoy ang inihahandog, pawang dalamhati, kahapisat lungkot. Huni ng ibon ay nakalulunos sa lalong matimpit, masasayang loob. Tanang mga baging na namimilipit sa sanga ng kahoy ay balot ng tinik. May bulo ang bungat, nagbibigay sakit sa kanino pa mang sumagit malapit. Ang mga bulaklak ng nagtayong kahoy, pinakamaputing nag-uunos sa dahon. Pawang kulay luksa at nakikiayon sa nakaliliyong masangsang na amoy. Karamihay sipres at higerang putad na ang lilim yun ay nakasisindak. Ito'y walang bungat, dahoy malalapad na nakadidilim sa loob ng gubat. Ang mga hayop pang dito'y gumagala, karamihay syerpet, basilikong madla, hayenang tigreng, ganid na nagsisila, ng buhay ng tao't daiging kapwa. Ito'y gubat manding, sa pinto'y malapit, sa abernong reyno ni Plutong masungit. Ang nasasakupang lupa'y dinidilig, ng ilog kusitong kamandag ang tubig. Sa may gitna nitong mapanglaw na gubat, may punong higerang, dahoy kulay pupas. Dito nakagapos ang kahabag-habag, isang pinag-usig ng masamang palad. Bagong taong basal ang anyo at tindig, kahit nakatali, kamay pa at leeg. Kung di si Narciso'y tunay na Adonis, mukha'y sumisilang sa gitna ng sakit. Makinis ang balat at anakay burok, pilik mata't kilay, mistulang balanto. Bagong sapong ginto, ang kulay ng buhok, sangkap ng kataway, pawang magkaayos. Dangan dooy, walang uryadas nimpas, gubat na palasyo ng masidhing harpyas. Nangaawa disit, nakaakay lumiyag, sa himalang tipon ng kariktat hirap. Ang abang uyamin ng dalitat sakit, ang dalawang matay, bukal ang kaparis, sa luhang nanatak at tinatangis-tangis, ganito'y damdamin ng may awang dibdib. Mahiganting langit, bangis mo'y nasaan, ngayoy naniniig sa pagkagulaylay. Bagoy ang bandila ng lalong kasamaan, sa reynong Albanya'y iwinawagayway. Sa loob at labas ng bayan kong sawi, kaliluhay siyang nangyayaring hari. Kagaling at bait ay nalulugami, ininis sa hukay ng dusa't pighati. Ang magandang asal ay ipinupukol sa laot ng dagat ng kutsat linggatong. Balang magagaling ay ibinabaon at inililibing na walang kabaong. Ngunit ang lilot masasamang loob, sa trono ng puri ay iniluluklok, at sa balang sukab ng may asal hayop, mabangong insenso ang isinusuog. Kaliluhat sama ang ulo'y nagtayo, at ang kabaitay kimit na kayuko. Santong katwiray, lugami at hapo, at luha na lamang ang pinatutulo. At ang balang bibig na binubukalan ng sabing magaling at katotohanan, agad binibiyak at sinisikangan ng kalis ng lalong dustang kamatayan. o taksil na pita sa yamat mataas, o hangad sa puring hanging lumilipas. Ikaw ang dahilan ng kasamaang lahat at niring nasapit na kahabag-habag. Sa korona, dahil ng Haring Linseo at sa kayamanan ng Dukeng ama ko, ang ipinangahas ng Konde Adolfo, sa buga ng sama ang Albanyong Reyno. Ang lahat ng ito maawaing langit. Ito'y tinutunghayay ano't natitiis. Mula ka ng buong katwirat bait, pinapayagan mong ilubog ng lupit. Makapangyarihang kanan ko'y ikilos, papamilansikin ang kalis ng puot. Sa reynong Albanya'y kusang ibulusok ang iyong higante sa masamang loob. Bakit kalangitay bingi ka sa akin? Ang tapat kong luhog ay hindi mo dinggin. Di yata't sa isang alipusta't iring, 10 tainga mo'y ipinangunguling. Datapwat, sino ang tataro kaya sa mahal mong lihim, Diyos na dakila? Walang mangyayari sa balat ng lupa, di may kagalingang iyong ninanasa. Ay saan ngayon ako mangangapit? Saan ipupukol ang tinangis-tangis? Kung ayaw na ngayong dinggin ng langit, ang sigaw ng aking malumbay na boses. Kung siya mong ibig na ako ay magdusa, langit na mataas, aking mababata. Isagi mo lamang sa puso ni Laura, ako'y minsan-minsan mapag-alaala.
Naunawaan po ba? Isang katangian ng tula ang paggamit ito ng matatalinghagang pahayag o pananalitang hindi tuwirang inihahayag ang literal na kahulugan nito. Karaniwan itong ginagamitan ng paghahambing ng mga bagay na nagpapataas ng pandama ng mga mambabasa. Ang talinghaga ang nag-uugnay sa mga karanasan, pangyayari at bagay-bagay na alam na ng taong bayan. Ang talinghaga ang mismong larawan ng kamalayan ng manunulat. Sa matandang diksyonaryo ni Nuseda at Sanlúcar, ibinigay ang dalawang kahulugan ng talinghaga, misteryo o metafora at tayutay. Sa unang pakahulugan, ang talinghaga ang itinuturing na salik na nagbibigay ng hiwaga at palaisipan sa tula. Sa pangalawang pakahulugan naman, iniuugnay ang talinghaga sa bulaklak ng dila at paglalaro ng salita. Inuri naman ni Lope Casantos ang talinghaga sa dalawa. Ang mababaw na talinghaga raw ay madaling maunawaan ng nagbabasa. Samantalang ang malalim na talinghaga ay nangangailangan ng malalim na pag-iisip at tuon upang maunawaan ang kahulugan. Halimbawa, waring naghihirap ang kay Pebong Silang, dumalaw sa loob ng lubhang masukal. Sa literal na pagpapakahulugan, ibig sabihin ng Pebong Silang ay araw. Hindi raw makapasok ang sikat ng araw sa kagubatan dahil masyadong masukal na nangangahulugang mahirap masilip ang pag-asa. Ito pa ang mas madaling halimbawa sa talinghaga. Sa halip na sabihin kabataan sa patalinghagang pahayag, ito ay bulaklak ng buhay. At ang ganda ng iyong boses kung sasabihin sa patalinghagang pahayag ay ang iyong boses ay musika sa aking tainga. Dumako na tayo sa tayutay. Ang tayutay ay sadyang paglayo sa karaniwang paggamit ng mga salita kung kaya't magiging malalim at piling-pili ang mga salita rito. Tinatawag ding palamuti ng tula ang tayutay dahil ito ang nagpapaganda sa isang tula. Halimbawa, Makinis ang balat at anakay burok, pilik mata't kilay, mistulang balantok. Anong uri ito ng tayutay? Magaling! Ito ay pagtutulad. Bakit pagtutulad? Tama! Dahil mayroong paghahambing sa dalawang bagay at gumamit ng anakay at mistula. Bukod sa anakay at mistula, mayroon pang salitang ginagamit sa paghahambing. Ito ay tulad ng kawangis ng, para ng, gaya ng, magkasing at magkasim at iba pa. Tandaan, ito ay tayutay na pagtutulad kung ito ay naghahambing ng dalawang magkaibang bagay at gumagamit ng mga salitang tulad ng kawangis ng, para ng, gaya ng, mistula, anaki, magkasing at magkasim. Napakaraming uri ng tayutay at tatalakayin natin yan sa susunod na aralin. Samantalang, ang simbolo naman ay gumagamit ng isang bagay, isang kulay, isang tao o kahit na isang sitwasyon upang magbigay ng mas malalim na kahulugan kaysa literal na kahulugan ng teksto. Sa ganoong sitwasyon, ang bagay na ito, kulay, tao o sitwasyon ay kumakatawan sa iba pang ideya kaysa sa karaniwang itinataguyod nila. Para sa isang simpleng halimbawa, ang ulan. Ang ulan ay ang kababalaghan ng pagbagsak ng tubig mula sa kalangitan. Wala nang iba pa. Gayunpaman, sa panitikan, kadalasang ang ulan ay sumisimbolo ng kalungkutan. Kahit sa pelikula, maaaring nakita mo ang mga tao na nahaharap sa napakalungkot na sitwasyon na naglalakad sa ulan habang umiiyak. Sa ganoong kalagayan, ipinapakita ng ulan ang panloob na kalungkutan ng tao, pati na rin ang emosyonal na bagyo na naggaganap sa kanyang puso. Balikan natin ang akdang binasa kanina. Halimbawa ng linya mula sa tulang Florante at Laura, sa isang madilim na gubat na mapanglaw, dawag na matinik ay walang pagitan. Ano ang isinisimbolo ng gubat sa tula? Tama, ang gubat ay paglalarawan sa bansang Pilipinas noong panahon ng Kastila. Malinaw na po ba ang talinghaga, tayutay at simbolismo? Ngayong tapos na ang ating ika-4 na aralin sa Filipino 8, oras na para tayain ang iyong naunawaan at natutunan. Panatiling nakatutok, walang iwanan. Kumuha ng isang buong papel at ballpen, isulat ang inyong pangalan ng section. Huwag din kalilimutang isulat sa itaas na bahagi ng papel ang ika-4 na markahan at paksa ng aralin. May 5 tanong lamang kayong kailangang sagutan. Isulat ang letra ng tamang sagot. Alam kong kayang-kaya ninyo ito dahil magagaling kayo. Tukuyin ang kahulugan ng matatalinghagang ekspresyon, tayutay at simbolo sa awit na Florante at Laura. Letra lamang po ng tamang sagot ang isusulat ninyo sa inyong sagutang papel. Para sa unang tanong, ano ang ipinapahiwatig ng madilim at mapanglaw na gubat na kinagagapusan ni Florante? A. Ang madilim at walang kalayaang kalagayan ng bansa sa panahong iyon. B. Ang madadawag na kagubatang nakapalibot sa bansa sa panahong iyon. C. Ang mga gawain ng mga kriminal na nakahahadlang sa pag-unlad ng sambayanan. Uulitin ko para sa unang tanong, ano ang ipinapahiwatig ng madilim at mapanglaw na gubat na kinagagapusan ni Florante? A. Ang madilim at walang kalayaang kalagayan ng bansa sa panahong iyon. B. Ang madadawag na kagubatang nakapalibot sa bansa sa panahong iyon. C. Ang mga gawain ng mga kriminal na nakahahadlang sa pag-unlad ng sambayanan. Ikalawang tanong. Ano ang pinapahiwatig ng mga syerpet, ahas o serpienteng basilikong gumagala sa gubat? A. Ang mga mananakop na tila nag-aabang upang makagawa ng masama sa mga Pilipino. B. Ang mababangis na hayop gubat na anumang oras ay handang sumila o pumatay. C. Ang mga sakit o karamdamang hindi nabigyang lunas sa panahong iyon. Uulitin ko para sa ikalawang tanong. Ano ang pinapahiwatig ng mga syerpet, ahas o serpienteng basilikong gumagala sa gubat? A. Ang mga mananakop na tila nag-aabang upang makagawa ng masama sa mga Pilipino. B. Ang mababangis na hayop gubat na anumang oras ay handang sumila o pumatay. C. Ang mga sakit o karamdamang hindi nabigyang lunas sa panahong iyon. Ikatlong tanong. Ano ang ipinapakahulugan ng kalis o espada tabak na ginagamit sa pagbibiyak o pampigil sa bibig na pinagmumula ng katotohanan? A. Ang mga sundalong Espanyol na handang magtanggol sa mga Pilipino kapag sila'y naapi ng sinuman. B. Ang makapangyarihang mga Espanyol na handang magparusa sa sinumang Pilipinong maglalakas loob na lumaban o maglahad ng katotohanan. C. Ang mga Espanyol na nagsasanay sa paghawak ng kalis upang higit pang humusay ang kanilang kakayahan sa larangang ito. Uulitin ko ang ikatlong tanong. Ano ang pinapakahulugan ng kalis o espada, tabak na ginagamit sa pagbibiyak o pampigil sa bibig na pinagmumula ng katotohanan? A. Ang mga sundalong Espanyol na handang magtanggol sa mga Pilipino kapag sila'y naapi ng sinuman. B. Ang makapangyarihang mga Espanyol na handang magparusa sa sinumang Pilipinong maglalakas loob na lumaban o maglahad ng katotohanan. C. Ang mga Espanyol na nagsasanay sa paghawak ng kalis upang higit pang humusay ang kanilang kakayahan sa larangang ito. Ikaapat na tanong. Ano ang nais ipakahulugan ng ang kahabag-habag at nakagapos na si Florante sa puno ng higera? A. Ang kawalang kayamanan ng mga Pilipino sa panahong iyon. B. Ang kawalang trabaho ng mga Pilipino sa panahong iyon. C. Ang kawalang kalayaan ng mga Pilipino sa panahong iyon. Uulitin ko ang ikaapat na tanong. Ano ang nais ipakahulugan ng ang kahabag-habag at nakagapos na si Florante sa puno ng higera? A. Ang kawalang kayamanan ng mga Pilipino sa panahong iyon. B. Ang kawalang trabaho ng mga Pilipino sa panahong iyon. C. Ang kawalang kalayaan ng mga Pilipino sa panahong iyon. Ikalimang tanong. Ano ang pinapahiwatig ng ang balang bibig na pinagmumula ng katotohanan? A. Ang taong nagkukwento tungkol sa buhay ng may buhay. B. Ang mga taong naglalahad ng katotohanan tungkol sa pagmamalabis ng mga mananakop. C. Ang mga Espanyol na naglalahad ng plataforma ng kanilang pamumuno sa ating bansa. Uulitin ko ang ikalimang tanong. Ano ang ipinapahiwatig ng ang balang bibig na pinagmumula ng katotohanan? A. Ang taong nagkukwento tungkol sa buhay ng may buhay. B. Ang mga taong naglalahad ng katotohanan tungkol sa pagmamalabis ng mga mananakop. C. Ang mga Espanyol na naglalahad ng plataforma ng kanilang pamumuno sa ating bansa. Diyan na nagtatapos ang ating maikling pagsusulit. Masaya ako at nakinig kayo ng mabuti. Nais ba ninyong malaman ang inyong score? Ito na. Ang sagot sa unang bilang ay letrang A. Sa ikalawang bilang ay letrang A pa rin. Samantala, sa ikatlong bilang ay letrang B. Sa ikaapat na bilang ay letrang C. At sa panghuling bilang ay letrang B. Ayan, natsika na ba ninyo ang inyong sagutang papel? Mataas ba ang nakuha ninyong score? Isang maalab na pagbati sa inyo. Sa hindi pinalad, maaari kayong bumawi sa susunod. Kapit lang! Paalam mga minamahal naming mag-aaral. Panatilihing nakatutok sa Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. Upang mas lalong yumabong ang inyong kaalaman, ingat kayo palagi at God bless.
Maraming salamat Teacher Cresseline C. Tugay ng Catanduanes National High School sa pagtalakay ng talinghaga, tayutay at simbolismo. Kasi marami ako natutunan dun, ma'am, ha? Minsan na rin ako nag-teach ng Filipino. Okay, I guess, still have time, Ma'am Cress. Maybe you would like to greet someone. Since ano na natin, last week na natin to eh. Pangilan mo na to, ma'am? Pangatlo?
Opo, pangatlo.
Oo. So, sige, ma'am.
Binabati ko po ang mga kapatid ko sa Filipino Department sa Catanduanes National High School. Sa aming napakabait na namumunong guro, Ma'am Luz S. Licop, maligayang pakikinig. Sa lahat ng mga estudyante, magulang at lahat ng nakikinig ngayon, taus-pusong pasasalamat sa inyo. Paalam!
Okay. Mga ka-eskwela sa radyo, we're down to our second radio-based instruction for this morning. We shall have Music 9 muna with Ma'am Judy Mayti Osorio from Lictin Integrated School. This time it's for our grade 9 learners. So grade 9 students, please be ready with your pen and paper. Your radio-based instruction in Music 9 will be on air in a short while. Hello, grade 9 learners. This is again your School on the Air, Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. I am still your host, Teacher Micaela from Batu Rural Development High School. Today, we shall be having another fun and knowledge-filled day. We will take to an ultimate learning experience as we know more about the plot, musical, and theatrical elements of an opera. To help you know more about today's lesson, let us all welcome Ma'am Judy May Osorio from Lictin Integrated School.
Hello, grade 9 students. I'm Teacher Judy, your radio teacher in music. This morning, you will learn something interesting. So, kindly lend me your ears and get your learning materials as we are about to start. Are you ready? Okay, let's begin. Today's lesson will focus on romantic opera, and you are expected to explain the plot, musical, and theatrical elements of an opera. So, what is an opera? Very good. Opera is a form of theater in which the drama is conveyed wholly or predominantly through music and singing. Its text is set to music with arias, recitative, choruses, duets, or trios that is sung with orchestral accompaniment. This time, I will play an excerpt from an opera which is entitled Carmen. While listening, go to page 3 of your learning activity sheet and you can answer the activity, stop, look, and listen.
L'amour est un oiseau rebelle que nul ne peut apprivoiser. Et c'est bien en vain qu'on l'appelle, s'il lui convient de refuser. Rien n'est fait, menace ou prière, l'un parle bien, l'autre se tait. C'est l'autre que je préfère, il n'a rien dit, mais il me plaît. L'amour est enfant du poème, il n'a jamais connu de loi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Mais si je t'aime, si je t'aime, prends garde à toi.
Okay, did you listen well to the audio recording? I hope it gave you more ideas on what romantic opera is. Now, what did you feel while listening to the song? Great! I know you have different reactions and feelings towards the music you just heard because it is not the same with the music today. But I hope through this lesson, you will learn to appreciate this kind of music. An opera will never be a success without its components. Can you tell me the components of an opera? You got it right! These components are libretto, score, recitative, and aria. Again, the components are libretto, score, recitative, and aria. Now, together let us discover how these components make an opera. Are you ready? Alright, let's go! Let us first discuss what libretto is. Libretto means little book in Italian. It is the text of an opera. Like a stage play or a movie, an opera starts with words. Thousands of words. An opera's words are called libretto, whereas in a stage play, the words are called script. And in a movie, they are called the screenplay. Librettist and composer work closely together to tell the story. Librettist writes the story or the plot, and the composer makes the music based on the story. An opera's libretto has a huge impact on its music. The words influence the rhythm and melody of a musical phrase, the emotion in the drama effects, and the mood of the music. So, that makes the plot determines the overall structure of the opera. The next is score. What do you mean by score in an opera? That's right. It is the book the librettist and the composer put together. The score has all the musical notes, words, and ideas to help the performers tell the story. Another component is recitative. Recitative is the declamatory singing. It is a type of vocal writing where the music follows the rhythm of speech. A recitative is usually a short section for solo voice. Its purpose is to move the story faster. Now, let's hear an example from the voice lesson on how to sing recitative by Claudia Friedlander. How it was delivered? Yes, the singer delivered the words on pitch. That is how recitative is being done. Okay, let's proceed to the last component, which is aria. A recitative is most often sung immediately before an aria. An aria is an air or solo singing part sung in an operatic style by a principal character. According to the Opera 101, an aria is a set-piece song for a solo singer in which the character expresses an emotion or ideal that doesn't necessarily drive the story forward. Unlike in recitative, its purpose is to move the story forward. Aria is a formalized song, often highly structured and full repetition, that is designed as much to display the virtues of the singer as to enhance the narrative. This song is what the public will remember when leaving the opera house. This time, let us listen to an example of aria from the excerpt of The Magic Flute, an opera by Mozart. Did you enjoy it? Great! Now, what did you observe in the performance? That's right! It started with a recitative, then followed shortly by an aria. Alright, this moment, let us try to explain the plot of an opera. Let's do practice task 1 of your LAS. The activity is called The Emotion of Reading an Opera Plot. Let us read the given short story of an opera entitled La Traviata and try to answer the questions that follow. Ready? Good. Let's start. Violetta Valery is a well-known courtesan in Paris, whose life appears to be glamorous, but who also suffers from a serious illness. She lives on the money given to her by her male patrons. But when she meets Alfredo Garmont, a young man from a good family, they fall in love and move to the country. Alfredo's father disapproves of their relationship and comes to tell Violetta that her involvement with Alfredo will ruin his family's reputation. Out of her love for Alfredo, Violetta agrees to leave him and returns to Paris. Thinking she has betrayed him, Alfredo is heartbroken. He follows her to a party and publicly insults her. A few months later, Violetta is close to death. Alfredo, who has learned why Violetta left him, returns to her. He is shocked by her weakness as she strains to get to her feet. They vow to be together forever, but she soon collapses and breathes her last. Did you understand the story? Fantastic! Now, let us answer the process questions. Number 1. The plot is what happens in the story. What is the plot of the opera we just read? What is your answer? Okay, great answer. The opera La Traviata tells the story of the tragic love between Violetta Valery and the romantic Alfredo Garmont. Does it reflect the ideals of romantic period? Yes. In what way? Excellent. Romantic period was characterized by its emphasis on emotion. In the story where the main female character gives up the man she loves to his family's reputation, it really shows that characteristic of this opera. Number 2 questions. Will you end the story as it is? Why or why not? If you will be given a chance to change the ending, how will you end it? Amazing! I know you've got some interesting ideas there, my dear students. Okay, let's proceed to the last number. Based on the story, give some characteristics of the music of romantic period considering the emotions carried in the whole story. Nice! Romantic period is described as a cultural movement that stressed emotion, imagination, individualism, and freedom of speech. Alright, well done students. Now that we're done, let's have a short recap. What are the 4 components of an opera? Correct. These components are libretto, score, recitative, and aria. Again, these are libretto, score, recitative, and aria. What is the book that is put together by the librettist and composer? Yes, it is the score. How about the text of an opera? What do you call it? You got it right. It is called libretto. How about the component that follows the rhythm of speech? If your answer is recitative, you are correct. And what do you call the solo singing part sung in an operatic style by a principal character? If you say aria, you are absolutely right. Good job, my dear students. This time, let's have a short quiz to sharpen your understanding of the lesson. Please get your quiz notebook and don't forget to write your name, section, and the date today. Are you ready? Please set aside your notes for now. Listen and follow the instructions. We only have 5 items for your quiz. I am going to read each item twice, so please lend me your ears. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Okay, are we good? Great, let's now have the first item. First question. What best describes a score? Again, what best describes a score? Letter A. It tells the story of the opera. Letter B. It has all the musical notes, words, and ideas to help the performers tell the story. And letter C. It is the text of the opera. Second question. How will you differentiate recitative from aria? I repeat, how will you differentiate recitative from aria? Letter A. Recitative is much more melodic and there is more going on in the accompaniment, while aria is like talking with pitch and with simple accompaniment. Letter B. Recitative is like talking with pitch and with simple accompaniment, whereas aria is much more melodic and there is more going on in the accompaniment. And letter C, both A and B. Third question. Which of the following statements is pertaining to libretto? Again, which of the following statements is pertaining to libretto? Letter A. It tells the story of an opera. Letter B. It is used by the composer, orchestra, and singers to tell the story. And letter C. All of the above. Fourth question. Which of the following components is a set-piece song for a solo singer in which the character expresses an emotion or ideal that doesn't necessarily drive the story forward? I repeat, which of the following components is a set-piece song for a solo singer in which the character expresses an emotion or ideal that doesn't necessarily drive the story forward? Letter A, recitative. Letter B, aria. And letter C, libretto. Now we are down to the last question. What is the purpose of recitative in an opera? Again, what is the purpose of recitative in an opera? Letter A, its purpose is to give color to the story. Letter B, its purpose is to make the opera more interesting. And letter C, its purpose is to move the story faster. Alright, are you done answering? Very good. Let's check your answers. Are you ready? Good. Let's start. What is your answer in question number 1? That's correct. The answer is letter B. Again, the answer is letter B. The score has all the musical notes, words, and ideas to help the performers tell the story. How about in question number 2? What letter is your answer? Yes, it is letter B. I repeat, it's letter B. Recitative is like talking with pitch and with simple accompaniment, whereas aria is much more melodic and there is more going on in the accompaniment. Alright, now tell me your answer in question number 3. Very good. The correct answer is letter A. I repeat, the correct answer for number 3 is letter A. It is the libretto that tells the story of an opera. Okay, let's proceed to the third question. The answer is letter B. Aria is a set-piece song for a solo singer in which the character expresses an emotion or ideal that doesn't necessarily drive the story forward. Now for the last number. The correct answer is letter C. Again, it is letter C for number 5. The purpose of recitative in an opera is to move the story faster. Alright, how's your score? How many correct answers did you get? If you got all the answers correct, congratulations! You did well, my dear students. Era, and as well as the operas these days, through browsing on different online platforms. I am glad to have spent time with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep safe and stay healthy, my dear students. This has been your radio teacher in Music 9, Teacher Judy from Lictin Integrated School.
And there you have it, mga ka-eskwela sa radyo, Teacher Judy May T. Osorio from Lictin Integrated School with her operatic lessons. Okay. Medyo, ano din tayo, mama, na exercise ang ating mga vocal cords.
Yes.
Nag-enjoy ako. I hope
too.
nag-enjoy din yung ating mga students, especially our grade 9 learners. Narinig nila yung mga kind of music that they did not have the luxury to listen nowadays,
Yes,
no? Tawa.
true. Puro sila TikTok.
Yes, puro TikTok. Alright, Ma'am Jude, we still have time. I think you have people to
Yes,
greet
yes.
on air. Please, ma'am.
Okay, shout out to Osorio family dyan sa Lictin. Hello sa mga pamangkin ko. Excited na mapakinggan ako sa radyo ng lola natin nila. Hello, Ate Kate and Ate Loha. Okay, since this is my last air as radio teacher, I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude towards the whole team of RBI Catanduanes. From my co-radio teachers for being so approachable, the anchors na ang gagaling, to the script editors na walang sawang pag-intindi sa mga late submission of scripts, and of course, to the queen of RBI team, the ever-gorgeous Ma'am Gina Pantino. Thank you po for this unforgettable experience. Shout out din po pala kay Ma'am Rona Columna of San Andres Central Elementary School. Thank you, Ma'am Ro, for believing in me. I hope I made you proud. And advance happy birthday din sa mama ko. That's all. Have a nice day, everyone.
Okay. Alright, maraming salamat talaga sa lahat ng bumubuo nito, and especially sa ating heads.
Yes.
Headed by our SDS, Ma'am Susan Coliano. Alright, thank you, Ma'am Judy. I hate to say goodbye, but I think that's all the time that we got for today for our lesson. We shall proceed with the next radio-based instruction in a short while.
Tambak-tambak ang gawain ngunit walang natatapos sa takdang oras? Narito ang ilang mga tips na maaaring makatulong sa iyo. Una, itala ang mga bagay na kailangang gawin. Pangalawa, itakda ang mga prioridad o dapat unahin. Pangatlo, planuhin ang oras para sa mga kinakailangang isagawa. Sunod, sundin ang ginawang schedule at iwasan ang hindi kaugnay na gawain. At ang panghuli, dagdagan ang pagsisipag at pagsusumikap. Ang oras kapag lumipas ay hindi na maaaring balikan. Kaya naman mahalagang maging matalino sa paggamit nito. Isang paalala mula sa SDO Catanduanes at nang himpilang ito. Do you know that your hands may be COVID-19 carriers? Stop the spread of COVID-19 and keep yourself and your family safe from this dreaded virus. Make it a habit to always wash or sanitize your hands. This small act can save you big time. A simple reminder from Schools Division Office of Catanduanes and this station.
And you're still tuning to 96.7 DWFB-FM, Radyo Periodiko, ang radyong paborito sa nag-iisang edukasyong programa sa radyo ng SDO Catanduanes, Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. Time check mga ka-eskwela, it's already 12 minutes past the hour of 11 o'clock. We're down to our third radio-based instruction for grade 10 learners. It's a wonderful morning, Catanduan learners. This is again Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla, your buddy in the world of learning. We are happy to guide you in your study in English 10 through this radio broadcast. I am still your host, Teacher Micaela R. Chavez from Batu Rural Development High School. Well, I hope you are now ready to lend your ears and focus on our lesson in English 10. Make sure you are all comfortable in your respective areas. Before we start, let's check if you have with you your learning activity sheets, paper, and pen so that you can follow our step-by-step activity for the day. Are you ready? Let's start. Today's lesson discussion is about composing a research report on a relevant social issue, focusing on the characteristics of a good research title and writing a good research title. Learning to write is not an easy skill to acquire. If one wants to excel in writing, he or she will have to work hard until it becomes his or her second nature. At this point, your skill in writing has already developed and improved and can be used in conducting research. In other words, you are now ready to write your research report, particularly on a relevant social issue. To understand it better, I will now introduce to you our radio teacher in English 10, Teacher Joanne Tita Nael from Calatagan High School.
Good morning. How are you doing right now, my grade 10 learners? Are you ready for another lesson in English 10? I hope you are now ready to lend your ears and focus on our lesson in English. I am Joanne Titanel, your radio teacher and your friendly companion for today's another fun and meaningful journey in English 10. I hope that you are as excited as I am, as we are about to unlock another opportunity that's full of learnings. So, are you now ready? That's great! As mentioned earlier, please don't forget your learning activity sheet, worksheet number 5.1, pen, paper, and an extra ounce of patience and focus. Also, please remove anything that may distract you during our radio lesson. As introduced by our radio host, our today's lesson is about composing a research report on a relevant social issue, focusing on the characteristics of a good research title and writing a good research title. As you know, this is the third to the last topic for the fourth quarter in English 10. I guess everything is set, everybody is ready, and so what are we waiting for? Let us start. Do you know who invented one of the biggest communication breakthroughs? The cell phone. Yes, it's Martin Cooper, an American engineer. Through different researches he made, we have the smallest gadget used in communication. Thus, we can say that research entails a lot of work. As a student, your prior knowledge in investigating will be tested, as well as your being ability in observing a phenomenon or situations. If you will keenly observe, you obtain information about your surrounding, people, things, places, or events. You obtain this information through inquiry, and inquiry requires you to collect data, which needs to be examined. In examining, you have to analyze in order to give solution or answer to the problem at hand. Before you can start your research, you must have with you your biggest P, the problem. If you already identified a topic which can be the problem, you try to narrow down your topic into a more specific one. Based from the narrowed down topic, you can now write your title. The title summarizes the main idea or ideas of your study. A good title contains the fewest possible words that adequately describe the contents and or purpose of your research paper. The initial aim of a title is to capture the reader's attention and to draw his or her attention to the research problem being investigated. To understand further how you can come up with a research title, let us discuss the 4 characteristics of good research title. First, a good title predicts the content of the research, meaning the title informs the reader accurately about the contents of the article. The main responsibility of a title is to explain what the article is about without misleading or establishing wrong expectations. Second, a good title should be interesting to the reader. Use words that create a positive impression and stimulate the reader's interest or grab their attention. Title communicates the message clearly and doesn't encourage multiple interpretations. The third characteristic is that the title reflects the tone of writing. It's very important to define the tone of your research in the title and keep it throughout the paper. So, meaning to say, you have to avoid a casual or fun title containing ornate or conversational language. Lastly, the title contains important keywords. Keywords are important words and concepts that are frequently used in your research paper. Using keywords in the title will let you introduce the topic, problem, or solution right away. Say, for example, this title, the attitude of grade 12 ABM and Strand towards speaking in English. Can you predict the content of the research? Yes or no? Does it interest you? Yes or no? How is the tone of the title? Is it serious or playful? Yes, the tone of the title is serious. Can you identify the keywords in the example? Very good. The keywords are attitude, grade 12, ABM and Strand, speaking, and English. Are you following our discussion? Great! Well then, it is just the beginning. I hope you already have ideas on the topics that interest you in order to begin your research. To continue with our lesson, let us follow these 5 steps in writing a title for a research paper. I want you to take note of the steps and the example provided. Step 1. Ask yourself these questions and make note of the answers. What is my paper about? My paper studies the attitude of senior high school students towards speaking English, specifically in accountancy and business management and humanities social sciences strand. Who and what will be studied? The grade 12 senior high school students in the ABM and strand. What is my expected result? The grade 12 academic track, specifically the ABM and strand, have positive attitude towards speaking in English and view speaking English important in general. Second step, use your answers to list keywords. As identified and mentioned earlier, these are the keywords: attitude, grade 12, ABM and strand, speaking, and English. Next step is creating a sentence that includes the keywords you listed. This study wants to investigate the attitude of grade 12 senior high school academic track, specifically the ABM and strand, towards speaking in English. Can you count the number of words in the mentioned sentence? Yes, the word count is 25 words. You should not have a lengthy title. In step 4, you have to delete all unnecessary or repetitive words and link the remaining. Going back to the example in step 3, what are the unnecessary or repetitive words that needs to be deleted or erased? Delete the words this study wants to investigate: senior high school. It is understood that grade 12 is on senior high level. Lastly, step 5. You have to delete non-essential information and reword the title if it is possible. Deleting further the words in step 4, example, like academic track, and specifically, your final title can be the attitude of grade 12 ABM and strand towards speaking in English. To guide you further in writing your title, you can follow these tips on crafting a research title. First tip is, write the title after you have written your paper and abstract. Second, include all the essential or important terms in your paper. Third tips, keep it short and to the point. Less than 16 words or fewer is better. for number 4, or the fourth tips is avoid any jargon or technical words or abbreviations. And for the last tip, number 5, use keywords that closely relate to the content of your paper. And number 6, never include a period at the end of your title. Your title is not a sentence. My dear grade 10 learners, you have to realize that conceptualizing and writing a good research title may not be as easy as it sounds. But if you have focus and goal in writing your research, then you're good to go. Remember that writing is a recursive process. Do not be discouraged and feel frustrated if you have to read and gather more information for you to support your claims and prove your research title. With your notes and learning activity sheets, please grab your pen and paper. For this short activity, you will have to choose the title that best appear to have the characteristics of a good research title. Write your answer in your answer sheet. Again, you have to choose the title that best appear to have the characteristics of a good research title. Are you now ready? Let's start. Number 1. Symptoms of AIDS. Physical symptoms of AIDS. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome or AIDS. Again, for number 1, symptoms of AIDS. Physical symptoms of AIDS. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome or AIDS. Next item, number 2. Early marriage of teenagers. The advantages of early marriage among teenagers. Pluses and minuses of teenage marriage. Again, number 2. Early marriage of teenagers. The advantages of early marriage among teenagers. Pluses and minuses of teenage marriage. Item number 3. Philippine literature. Prose and poetry. The Legend of Mayon Volcano. Again, I repeat, number 3. Philippine literature. Prose and poetry. The Legend of Mayon Volcano. Let us proceed to item number 4. Social media network. The use of social media and its impact for research. Facebook, an example of social media network. Number 4, social media network. The use of social media and its impact for research. Facebook, an example of social media network. And for the last item, number 5, COVID-19 pandemic. The effects of COVID-19 pandemic on its victims. the psychological effects of COVID-19 pandemic on its victims. I repeat, number 5, the last item, COVID-19 pandemic. The effects of COVID-19 pandemic on its victims. The psychological effects of COVID-19 pandemic on its victims. Okay? Stop writing. Let us check if you got it all correct. For item number 1, the correct answer is correct. It's physical symptoms of AIDS. Again, correct answer for number 1 is it's physical symptoms of AIDS. Item number 2, the correct answer is that is right. The advantages of early marriage among teenagers. For item number 3, the correct answer is the legend of Mayon volcano. For item number 4, the correct answer is the use of social media and its impact for research. Again, for number 4, the correct answer is the use of social media and its impact for research. And for the last item, if your answer is the psychological effects of COVID-19 pandemic on its victims, you get it right. All right, my dear learners, how well did you perform? Did you get a perfect score? That's amazing. It means that you have clearly understood our lesson. For those who got mistakes, don't worry, because we will still have an activity in a few minutes. Let us have a quick recap of our lesson for today, the characteristics of a good research title and writing a good research title. To sum up our discussion, a good research title should perform 3 major functions. Number 1, intrigue the reader. Number 2, sound interesting. And number 3, reflect the main content idea with the help of keywords. Remember that a good title contains the fewest possible words that adequately describe the contents and or purpose of your research paper. The initial aim of a title is to capture the reader's attention and to draw his or her attention to the research problem being investigated. It's also good to note if you will consider the characteristics of a good research paper title in writing your title. Please be guided also by the steps and tips on how you are going to narrow down your topic, thus coming up with a title. At this point, I want you to get your pen and paper. For your final task, you will have to analyze a research paper title examples and provide the characteristics of the research paper title. In your paper, please provide 5 columns. The first column is the research paper title. Second column is predicts contents. Third column, is it interesting? Fourth column, reflects tone. And on the last column, contains important keywords? Just answer yes or no to the corresponding column. This final activity is found in your Learning Activity Sheet 5.1, Assessment portion. Let's start. Number 1, advantages of meditation for teachers. A statistical observation. Again, number 1, advantages of meditation for teachers. A statistical observation. Number 2, why mindful teachers have the best education results. Again, number 2, why mindful teachers have the best education results. Number 3, meditation staging for teachers. Number 3 titled is Meditation Staging for Teachers. And the last title, which is number 4, Teachers on the Move, a quantitative report on how meditation can improve teacher performance. Again, for item number 4, Teachers on the Move, a quantitative report on how meditation can improve teacher performance. Let us now check your answers if you got them all correct. For item number 1, advantages of meditation for teachers, a statistical observation. Did you answer yes in all 4 columns? If yes, you have correctly identified the 4 characteristics. Number 2, why mindful teachers have the best education results. We can say that it does not predict contents or predicts content. It's not interesting. It does not reflect tone of a research paper. Moreover, it contains keywords, but it's not helpful to predict the content. For item number 3, meditation staging for teachers. The same with item number 2. It does not predict content. It's not interesting. It does not reflect the tone of a research paper. And lastly, yes, it contains keywords, but it's not helpful to predict the content. And for the last title, which is item number 4, Teachers on the Move, a quantitative report on how meditation can improve teacher performance. Did you answer yes in all 4 columns? Then, you are correct. How well did you perform in our activity? Did you get a perfect score? That's awesome. Did you miss 1 or 2 items? That's fine. You still did a great job. And for those who got 2 points below, you may still need to review your notes after today's discussion. There you go, my dear grade 10 learners. That ends our lesson about composing a research report on a relevant social issue. I hope that you have learned something from our discussion for today. To apply what you have learned from our discussion, I want you to continue working on your tasks in your learning activity sheets, worksheet number 5.1, and submit them to your English teacher. For sure, our lesson for today will help you in accomplishing those tasks. Once again, I am Joan Tita Nael, and it is with great pleasure to be here today as your radio teacher in English 10. Thank you for listening and all the best on your learning journey. Stay safe and be healthy.
And there you have it, students. We have heard Mrs. Joanne Tita Nael, an English teacher from Calatagan High School. We have learned a lot about composing a research report on a relevant social issue, is specifically the characteristics of a good research paper title and writing the research paper title. Well, should you have any questions about this topic, do not hesitate to contact your respective English teachers, and that includes me, for their guidance and assistance. You may also review your notes and reread your LAS in English 10 so that you will be able to master this topic. Especially that doing a research project is quite tough.
Yes, but then if they're going to scan their learning activity sheet 5.3, there is an example there wherein they can get an idea on how they can go through with research.
Oh, that's excellent. Grade 10 learners, as you go on with your learning journey, going to grade 11 and grade 12, there will be a lot of research work to do.
Yes. So in addition, this is just a preparation on their research work for their senior high.
Correct. Mas maraming research work
Yes.
problems na gagawin.
So, but they should be resourceful enough and they should have the passion to look for information on a certain topic that they would like to explore.
Of course. This will be your stepping stones, dear grade 10. And alright, that ends this episode for English 10. Of course, I'm always glad to have spent time with you. I hope you had fun learning while listening to our School on the Air. Keep safe, everyone, and stay tuned to Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. We still have Ma'am Joanne today. At this time. Time check lang po mga ka-eskwela sa radyo. It's almost 12 o'clock, quarter to 12 na po. Calatagan High School peeps are waiting for you to say hi.
Yun nga ni. Shout out to my colleagues, to my co-teachers there in Calatagan High School. And happy birthday to myself. Wow, bigyan na.
Happy birthday.
Actually, this is a bucket list, checklist. Na-check ko na
It's
sa
today
bucket
today your real birthday. Today is your day.
Yes, so I was so surprised when Sir Axel posted the schedules of June 22. It's my birthday, yes!
Wow.
Dream come true, bucket list.
Bucket list
Yes.
off the bucket list checklist.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Ma'am Joanne. Ilang taon na? Secret lang.
Secret lang. Pero may lang kita yung sweet 16. Wow.
Hindi nadali sa sweet 16.
Bago ko pa maringan, shoutout sa sakuyang agum nagadangog. Sakuyang mga aki, John Michael, Helene Gail, and Buludoy.
Alright, hello sa inyong lahat dyan. Still have some more?
Yes. Pahabol pa yan. Shoutout tabi kay Sir Fidel. Alam ko, Sir, gahigos ka na naman dyan tabi.
Hi, Sir Fidel.
Next week na tabi, Sir, yung sa aning June.
Alright, I think that concludes our almost 2 hours of radio-based instruction. Dito lamang yan sa Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. Only here at 96.7 DWFB-FM. Ang radyo periodiko, ang radyong paborito. Recap lang tayo mga ka-eskwela for today, araw ng Martes. We did have lessons in Music 9 with Ma'am Judy May Osorio from Lictin Integrated School. Lesson with Ma'am Cresceline C. Tugay, Filipino 8. And of course, a lesson in English 10 with Ma'am Joanne Tita Nael of Calatagan High School. let's see our schedule for Thursday. That would be June 24th. We will have a Math 9, MAPA 8, and Araling Panlipunan 7. I have already mentioned a while ago that I think this is the last week for the fourth quarter. That means we're nearing the end of our radio-based instruction sa radyo. Malamang radio-based niya eh. Alright, then let's not forget to say thank you to the people behind this successful radio-based instruction program sa tatlong different radio stations. Of course, we have our EPS in English, the RBI coordinator, Ma'am Gina B. Pantino. Our team leaders, Sir Axel. Other anchors as well, Ma'am Beth. Our writers, editors, Ma'am Sheena, Ma'am Charlene, Ma'am Marian Claire, and Ma'am Anne Marion, Ma'am Christine May, and Ma'am Marian Claire Tulod. Thank you also to our different radio teachers and their support system from their respective schools. Salamat sa kanila mga principals and co-teachers na lagi sumusuporta. So shoutout na rin dyan sa mga taga-Bato Rural Development High School na lagi akong kinukulit. Laging nakikinig pero hindi daw binabati. So hello sa inyo lahat dyan, both junior high and senior high school department, especially the English department of the senior high and junior high. Hello din sa aming principal, Ma'am Son, and of course our head teachers there, Ma'am Ann and Sir Buddy. Ang dami na. Last na kasi. Oh, shout out nga pala. Tomorrow's the birthday of one of my colleagues, ka-departamento in English also, Ma'am Christine Carla Tejerera Rojas. Happy birthday, Ma'am. Ang ating pong programang Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla ay hindi lang napapakinggan dito sa Catanduanes. It is being listened to worldwide and also sa ating mga Facebook live streamers. Napapanood tayo internationally. So shout out yan sa aking best friend na nasa Muntinlupa National High School, Carol Claire Jacob. Ano pa ba? Lubusin ko na. We still have time eh. What date is today? June 20 to ano, Ma'am Jo?
Yes.
Malapit tayong Bato Town Fiesta.
sa Webes?
Yes, Miyerkules, Webes. But, dear listeners and Facebook live streamers, wala po muna tayo mga fiestahan ngayon, okay?
Galit-galit muna.
Galit-galit muna, bawal muna mga social gatherings or mass gatherings. So, bati-bati na lang. Virtual na lang ipakita yung mga handa. Of course, kasabayan yan Karamaran Town Fiesta. Pareha sila ng patron saint. Hello dyan sa previous workplace ko, Dublin National High School. Hi sa inyo lahat. May nagpahabol pa, sorry na. Ito pala, yung mga pisan ko laging nakikinig sa akin. Hello sa inyo and kay Lola. Alright, time check mga ka-eskwela sa radyo. 10 minutes before we hit the hour of 12. Ngayong katanghalian. Napapanood po tayo again sa two other different stations. Ang Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. Ugaliing tumutok, manood at makinig. And huwag kalilimutang i-share ang ating official Facebook page, Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. And of course, the official page also of our radio stations. And let's not forget our technical team here dito sa station na laging nakaantabay. Thank you po, Papa Chen. For lessons that you have missed, lessons ha, including anchors din daw. You may once again view it on our official Deped Facebook page. And of course, dito sa Facebook page ng ating estasyon, 96.7 DWF-BFM, Radyo Periodiko. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. Although we still have a few more minutes. But then, we have to let you go. And I hope mga ka-eskwela sa radyo, marami kayo natutunan na hindi lang ngayong araw. Of course, mga nagdaang radio-based instruction din natin dito sa radio station. Kami napapa-shoutout kay Ma'am Jo. May pahabol pa siya. Sige na Ma'am Jo, we still have time.
Okay, pa-shoutout dyan sa mga tugang ko sa Dubai and sa Taiwan. May Rose and Rachel, hello. I know you're watching kasi present ko yung link.
Hello
Sir
sa inyo
Gary.
dyan po. Pa-international nga talaga tayo.
Yes,
Ano.
pati sa mga friends ko sa US, send ko sa inyo.
Shala.
Yes.
Mga ka-eskwela sa radyo, ito na po talaga. This concludes our radio-based instruction for today. Araw ng Martes, 5 minutes na lang po. We're hitting the hour of 12 o'clock. So once again, this is your host, Teacher Micaela R. Chavez from Batu Rural Development High School.